Hi everybody, today's Saturday, January 19th, coming in with an update. So first I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers and folks who've posted. Definitely want to give a shout out to Lamar from Super Fresh Bandit. I was so impressed. He commented on one of my last video actually earlier this week, and it blew me out of the water. He's an individual on YouTube doing fitness, nutrition, phenomenal videos, who has probably close to 1,000 folks, and I'm sure that'll grow just because of the quality that he's producing. But I know he has a following in other social media networks that will soon jump on the bandwagon of watching his information that he's putting out for the YouTube community. So completely blown away that, you know, me, who's a little peon or a little minnow in the ocean of folks here on YouTube, just completely impressed that I got that bit of support and offer of help through the last video that I did. But you know, I'm not on YouTube, at least not presently, to grow my subscriber list. It is a honor every time I get an email saying that I have a new subscriber. My hope is that I'm building a community of support, which I've never had all my life up until this point, with trying to tackle the goal, the efforts, the battle of losing weight. But much deeper than losing weight is, you know, taking on a lifestyle and getting healthy, mind, body, and soul. And so the more people who connect with me and the more people I connect with, I feel like I grow this support system. So I have tools now that I've never had in my life to help me to be the best person that I can be. So thank you to everybody who's been a subscriber since I started posting videos, and all the folks that just came on and who may continue to. It's a blessing, truly. To get to the numbers, some very exciting news. I'm in month 10 of this weight loss journey of mine, and I am officially down 118 pounds. My last video, I reported that for some reason I had a little bit of a memory lapse in 2011 and did not realize that I hit 355 pounds. But at my Well Woman exam on December 26, 2012, the nurse practitioner let me know that because she wanted to help me to realize how much work I had done up until that point. And so as of this past Thursday at my last doctor's appointment, the good news is that I'm at 237 pounds, so that's a weight loss of 118 pounds. I believe that's correct. Do the calculations if you want to double check. Either way, as you know, that's incredible. 118 pounds in 10 months. You know, it just never seemed like something that I could ever do. That being said, I've kind of given some thought to what that number equals. I don't know if any of you who've battled with significant weight loss, meaning that once upon a time in your life you were obese or even considered morbidly obese, and then you finally start to see the pounds shed off, and you have this realization that just because now you are 100 pounds, or let's say 50 pounds lighter, 100 pounds lighter, or you've met your goal weight, which is the ideal weight for your height and BMI or whatever, and you thought life would be easier. And I think I always had this fantasy growing up, because I've always been overweight my life, that if I could only be skinny, you know, life would be better. Boys would like me. I wouldn't have as much stress. And I think we sometimes villainize people who are physically fit or who match the social expectation of what pretty is, and that life is easy for them. And you know, I don't care how you slice it. I definitely think that that's the unfortunate stigma that sometimes gets pinned on people. You know, it's funny, I went shopping for jeans, which I'll talk about a little bit here, and it was just hilarious. And I made this comment of with my friend who I was with, who's also lost a lot of weight, so she needs to, get some smaller sizes to, kind of flatter, the work that she's done. And I was just like, we originally started out in much, much smaller single-digit sizes, not realizing how the store was laid out. And I was like, well, we need to get out of the skinny bitches, section or whatever. But, I guarantee you by the end of this year, that's going to be my section. So, but it's just things like that where you've, made up labels or criticism. And that's always coming from an ugly place within ourselves of envy or frustration or disappointment or low self-esteem, to be very honest. So, but it's just something that I've been thinking about, like I always had this hope of, oh, if I could just lose 100 pounds, I just felt like the weight of the world would lift off my shoulders, and that's really not the case. And not that life has been so tragic or drama filled, but certainly it just doesn't feel different or magical. I mean, it feels magical in many ways, but not from the sense of that life is easier because I weigh a certain amount. So that being said, one of the thoughts that I had, I travel to Yuma once a month, which just to give an explanation, Phoenix is kind of central in the state of Arizona, and Yuma is literally at the Arizona-Mexico border. And so I have a lot of time to do some thinking. And I've been talking with many, many people in the fitness world here on YouTube, bodybuilding, fitness, nutrition, personal training, and then out in the real world, people who are focused on childhood obesity. Just connected with a professor at Arizona State University, Dr. Jennifer Huberty, who's from Nebraska, who's done some phenomenal work there with working with children and after-school programs, in addition to women who are in that mid-30 to mid-30s to 50s age range who are wanting to get support for fitness. And just had some really great conversations with her as well, and lots of different things that I'm somehow my path is just connecting with this work that's happening across the nation, well, really the world, because Europe looks at us as a model for fitness and what have you, just as much as they've picked up our bad habits when it comes to eating processed foods. So that being said, I had this thought because I've had several people also approach me to say, how'd you do it? Especially people who haven't seen me in a while. Again, I continue to be hit with that, like, what happened to you? Like, I have a friend whose parents I know, and they saw me at church a couple weekends ago, and they literally, like, lost their breath, but it was almost from, like, this place of concern, like, are you dying? And I was like, no, I've just been disciplined, and didn't get a chance to talk to them specifically, but other people, who have 2 seconds will say, what are you doing? And I find myself pausing because I feel like there's this, the ask is coming from, like, I got a magic secret, or I sold my soul to the devil, It's just like it can't be what everybody says or what the news says, that it's, focused nutrition and focused exercise. I don't care how you slice it. You ask anybody in the bodybuilding world, you ask any personal trainer, you ask any doctor, you ask any weight loss surgery patient, whoever who's made a huge gain in, having a huge loss of weight in their life, it is always going to boil down to the science of your nutrition and your exercise. Our body is a huge chemical soup, basically, and what we put into it and what the energy that we put out is really the only way to see results if you're chasing that number on the scale. What it boils down, I think, culturally, is the mindset. And again, that's not something that I can write down a recipe for, because it's an intrinsic, personal, come to Jesus moment, if you will, for everybody to be successful at this. And every day, I take one day at a time, hoping that I won't go back, in a sense. But the thought that I had while I was driving across the desert was, if I can kind of frame this experience for me, like what has been the overarching theme or mantra in a sense. And previous videos I've always said I'm not chasing that number on the scale, and so what came to mind is I am chasing the behavior. I know that what I eat when I wake up in the morning and then throughout the day and what I do with my body is what has gotten me the results of 118 pounds lost in 10 months. Period. It's as simple as that. And then, you know, the other piece is that I've mentally taken ownership of this experience, and then I am constantly asking people questions. Every time I turn around, I'm asking somebody a question. I'm posting comments on people's videos on YouTube. What's the worst they can do is not answer my comment or, you know, blow me off, and that's on them. And then I go to the next person. So the squeaky hinge gets the oil, or whatever the saying is. So yeah, so there's my update. It's at 11 minutes on this video, so I'm going to stop here. Hope everybody's doing well. Again, thank you so much for watching my videos, and be blessed.